Hi.
Well, you already know that basically what we're gonna do it now is that your fans sent
Mm,
me some questions and I picked some of them for you and I hope that you'll answer them. No.
great.
Well, the first thing I have to ask you is because your fans are a bit worried about you as
Mm.
you have been a little bit absent on social media in the couple weeks. Is how are you doing? How are you?
Yeah. I've definitely been off of my phone and off of all social media. I've been working in the studio a lot, doing a lot of uh, music making, a lot of writing, just working hard and trying to kind of stay in my lane and really work on myself in a lot of ways and work on my music and just take this one day at a time. But I am okay, so don't
That's
worry
good
about
news.
that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone reaching out and making
Well,
sure.
they had actually a lot of questions about your music
Mm,
because you recently released your first single, your first like debut single
mm.
called Common Sense. So one of the most questions was when will there be any new music? Will there be any new music? So I
Yes.
think they are going to be excited. And can you already tell us a bit about it? So, well, maybe anything about the message that's behind it, how you wrote it.
um, so my song "Anyone Else" is coming out on July 16th. It's a brand new song. No one's heard it before, and I'm especially stoked about this one. It's hands down one of my favorites of mine that I've ever made. It's the message is pretty simple. As it's like when you start to realize that you're falling in love with somebody and you don't know how to tell them, and maybe you can't be with them, and you're like, how am I supposed to think about anyone else? Like I think I went through a sort of experience where I was falling for this girl and I knew that I couldn't be with her, and my friend was like, well, just you'll find someone else. And I'm like, I don't want anybody else. Like
Yeah.
that's not what I want. So that's kind of the general core message of the song, but it's really fun. And I'm excited for people to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are excited too. And will it be different in the sound maybe from your first single, or will we have like a common thread there?
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's going to be a common thread throughout my music, but it's largely guitar driven, but there's some nice piano elements to it and more rhythmic stuff that we didn't really get in Common Sense, my first single, and it kind of departs. Like in the bridge, you go into this La La Land type of world where it's this dreamy sort of different world entirely, and then it kind of comes back, and so it's a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more beat driven, and
Mhm.
I think people are gonna dig it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, next thing they were wondering about your music is if you're planning to maybe release an EP or a whole album of your
Mm.
songs somewhere.
Yes. Yes, I'm working very hard right now, still figuring out everything and doing what I can during this time, trying to work from home, trying to figure out what that looks like. Because obviously, I'm filming my show, High School Musical, the series, season
Yeah.
2. So juggling that with my music is an interesting thing, just figuring out what that looks like. So trying to take advantage of this time. And really just working as hard as I can. And I think the more and more I do, the more I find stuff that works, that doesn't work. And, my team, we're preparing and whatnot. So I keep saying this, and I know people are growing impatient, but music to come. I gotta get it just right first.
But do you have like a feeling? Will it come this year or next year? Can you say anything about that?
I don't want to overpromise anything, but
Yeah.
we're optimistic for soon. That's all I'll say. I can't talk.
Okay. Well, so yeah,
Yeah.
we can all interpret that in our way.
Yes, interpret how you will. Exactly. Yeah.
Next question from your fans was where you draw your inspiration from for your songs, because I guess that you're writing them on your own. You also you already said that the new song is like maybe based on some experience that you had with a girl. So yeah, where else do you draw your inspiration from?
Literally anything. I mean, I've been following this rule where like I just write about whatever I'm experiencing, and I think that that's something that like the Beatles did really well, which is kind of a weird example, but like, you know, the song "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window" was about a girl breaking into Paul McCartney's bathroom window, like, and he just wrote a song about that. And I think that that's like such a cool way to look at art, and that's something that I'm trying to continuously strengthen my muscle for, is like looking at the moment, what am I experiencing right now, and how can I what's my take on this, and how can I turn it into art? So so yeah, I mean, it's literally just any life experience that I have, and obviously a few artists that inspire me are like Ed Sheeran, Adele, Harry Styles. We're listening to a lot of them, and just looking at the way that they similarly kind of took their time, and really really there's not like a missed song on any of their albums. You listen to them, and you know, you don't skip anything that they make. And I think that they really put in the work and aren't afraid to take as much time as they need to get it right. And so that's really inspiring for me. Not just, you know, obviously on the sonic side, like their music is very inspiring, but also just the way that they present themselves, and the way that they take their time, and they stand in their, you know, their glory, and they do what they want when they want it. I think that's a really cool thing.
And you already mentioned some other artists that you admire. Would they also be somebody that you would like to collaborate with, or do you have someone special in mind for any collaborations in the future?
Yeah, I mean, like Casey Musgraves is one of the coolest people. She's so incredible. I think she is absolutely wonderful. I know that she's good friends with Harry, so who knows? Maybe a little Harry Styles, Casey Musgraves trio there. I mean, anybody. I think Ed Sheeran is someone that I've always wanted to work with, or just write with. I know that he writes for a lot of other artists, and that's something that I've been interested in doing, actually. So you know, I mean, obviously Adele, like, who wouldn't want to work with Adele? Mark Ronson's up on the list for producers. He's absolutely a legend, and somebody I would, you know, I would love to work with. So many people. We'll see where it goes.
Whole list.
Yeah, exactly. There's a whole list.
Another fan asked a question that I thought was really cool, is if you have any song line or any quote that is important to you, or that you maybe live by, like maybe a life motto.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good quote that's been reminded to me, you know, over and over again, especially in the last few weeks and months, has been the quote, "This too shall pass." And it's such a beautiful quote, because it kind of has its double-edged sword for me. It's like one, it's this peaceful reminder when it feels like you're in the midst of you know, a lot of things going on, and you're struggling, or you're anxious, or you're going through a hard time. It's like, this too shall pass. You're gonna be okay. And at the same time, when things are good, and when you're with people you love, and when you're, you know, in those great spaces, reminding yourself, this too shall pass. You remember to fully cherish that moment for what it is, while it is, before it's gone, so that you're not looking back a day later, a week later, a year later, looking back at, oh, I wish I had enjoyed myself during all that time. It's like, this too shall pass. So each moment as it comes, take it as it is, and
appreciate it.
And appreciate it. And then in the same breath, don't hold on to it too well, because it will not too well. Don't hold on to it too tightly, and don't let it kind of discourage you if it isn't the best.
Everyone was wondering if you are maybe going on tour when you have all of your songs together. Is that something you'd like to do?
Absolutely. That is a dream of mine. I think, you know, I've been thinking for so long about like what my live show would be like. And you know, I got a loop pedal, you know, Ed Sheeran does the loop pedal, and, you know, finding ways to creatively change the game. I mean, I've been learning how to play guitar on the other hand. A couple of people know that, because I posted that on my Instagram. You know, just cool ways in which it's like, how can you stand out? What can you do that other people can't do? And so thinking of creative ways in which I can put, one day perform and put on a show for people when we can actually go to shows anymore. Who knows when we're going to be able to, just in this climate. But yes, one day that is for sure the dream. And I'm excited to see what that looks like for sure.
And would you come to Europe too, and to Germany, especially as I am from Germany? So that
absolutely
was a big question mark there.
Absolutely. If you'll have me, I would love to come to Germany, and I would love to come to Europe and everywhere where they'll have me, for sure. I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, there in our comments there were like comments from people from Brazil and everywhere. So I think that everyone will be really happy to see you live someday. Somebody was asking if you maybe have an advice for somebody who wants to learn to play the guitar or any instrument, because you play multiple instruments and you already said that you can play single-handedly and I don't know what. So maybe do you have any advice for someone who wants to start?
Yeah, totally. I think the biggest thing that I see from my friends who are starting to learn instruments, who are just so frustrated, they're like, I've been trying and I don't know why, I just keep hitting a wall. And they're like, I practice my scales every day, I do this song every day. And it's like, the biggest thing for me is like, when I was learning how to play instruments, I didn't really have a structure. I didn't follow any, I didn't really have a teacher. It was just, what do I want to learn? Like I would listen to songs and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want to play this on the piano. And so I would sit down and I would, whether it was look up a YouTube video, whatever, look up the chords, I would learn that song instead of thinking of it as, how do I learn piano? It's how do I learn this song on piano? And then eventually when you do enough songs, then you know how to play.
True. Yeah. You just have to make it fun for yourself, and then
exactly
it will come. And yeah, speaking of advice, somebody else was also asking if you or what kind of advice you would give to your younger self, maybe before your whole career started and everything. So what would you tell yourself, the little Joshua who wanted to become a singer and dancer and actor?
That's a great question. That is such a great question. There's so many things that I would tell my younger self, so many things, but I think the biggest problem, honestly, this is like, I don't know, the biggest problem that I had, it was like procrastinating. Like that's like a big problem in my life, is like, it's like, I just, if I could go back and tell myself one thing, it's like, yes, I did a lot very, very early on, but there were so many ways in which I would, I put off deadlines. I wouldn't, whatever. And it's like, there's the rewards you get from really putting in the work, from really showing up, from really being there on time, from being present, from doing the work, from, just being on your game at all times. As the earlier on you can do that, the greater the rewards in the end. Yeah. And I think a lot of times in this day and age, it's a lot of instant gratification, a lot of what makes me happy right now, what makes me feel good right now, what do I want to do right now. But when you know the larger picture, when you know, okay, 10 years from now, I'd love to be selling out stadiums. It's like, it doesn't matter right now if you want to play another round of Super Smash Bros. It's like, it's like, put that aside for a second and look at the bigger picture and look at what you can do right now. Because I promise you, every time it will always, the reward is always so much more worth it than the sort of instant gratification. So I guess that's one of the things that I would go back and tell young Joshy, amongst many other things. Yeah.
Very good advice. I hope all your fans are listening to it. Okay, so then last part would of course be your series, because a lot of our community are also watching the High School Musical series and they enjoy it very much. So somebody was asking if you could tell us about maybe one very funny moment while shooting or on set. Is there something that comes to your mind?
There was a moment on set when I had a very intimate scene with my actor dad, Alex, and it's a Thanksgiving scene. We're eating and we're having a very intimate moment, and I thought I could hold it in, but I couldn't. And just at a pause, I let go of the the nastiest fart, and it was very loud, and it was hilarious, but at the same time, yeah, it was very embarrassing. And like all the executives had their headphones on, and they all could like hear it because like my microphone picked it up. So yeah, I mean there's like a multitude of hilarious stories from filming, but you know that one comes to mind. Yeah, for sure. That was a pretty, especially just because the context. It wasn't like a lighthearted scene. It was very emotional and very
deep. Yes.
very tender, and you know, I just had to ruin it all.
And how did you manage to get back in the mood?
I think we had it at that point. I think everyone died laughing for a little bit, and then it was like, and then we all kind of came back. But actually, it's funny because I believe the next take we didn't get through it. We kept laughing. We had to like stop and take a breather and then go back. But it was good.
If you have a favorite line that you as your character Ricky said on the show, or any scene that is your favorite.
Man, that's tough. That's a good question. I think I'm totally gonna misquote it. But one of the things that he says in episode 6 or 7, I don't know the episode. I'm sorry, they all blur together. We shot them all pretty rapidly, but he says something about how for some of this it's become a home. You know, it's not just theater, and it's kind of a safe space to be and to love and be loved, and to really be yourself and just express yourself in such a way in which it's a judge-free zone. And I think that the reason why that line resonates with me so strongly is not only is it important for people, because I think theater in general can have that communal element to it, but also because that's true with my cast in this show, and I felt that in real life, just being with them on and off set, that I really can be myself, and that we really do love each other in such a profound way that is so, you know, it's not every day you are such a truly strong family that really loves and supports each other and has such a unique bond, and they really have become like a home for me. So anyway, long story short, that's why I think that line resonated with me strongly.
Wow, that's really beautiful. And as you said, it's not common that you go to work and find true friends there, or like a family.
Absolutely, yeah.
So your fans were also wondering what you can tell them about season 2. So what can they expect from it? Is there anything you can?
They're sneaky. They always try and find ways to get little Easter eggs and little hints.
Yeah. Maybe something that you feel about it that doesn't give away too much.
Yeah. I mean, I really just I loved the first season, and every day on set was like incredible, and I was like losing my mind. And then when we came back for season 2, it was like every day was a pinch me moment. Every day it was like so exciting, and it's just everything on another level. It's like more music, more dancing, you know, different. We see a lot more. They feature a lot more characters who maybe didn't get as much featuring in the first season. We have a bunch of fun new people. We have a bunch of you know, we got all the dancers back. It's like it's such a neat such a neat thing, and I'm so excited to get back to it and to see it through and finish it out. But yeah, again, I can't reveal much, but just know that I am head over heels about this next season, and am very excited for people to see it.
Great. Yeah, I think your fans will be too, even though you can't tell anything about it.
Right. But just trust me.
But I think that is a perfect end for our talk. Thank you so much for your time and for answering everything that your fans wanted to know. I think they will be very happy, and I hope that we might see you someday in Germany.
Yes, for sure. I can't wait to come to Germany. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I so appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, and bye. Have a nice day.